Do you have like an automated button from far range? No.
I already started.
Oh, you already start. Hello, folks. I hope you all have a wonderful day. Welcome to the IDN podcast, the unofficial podcast that shows two students talking about whatever they want. My name is Marina Ibrahim, and I will be your host for today's podcast. In today's podcast, or in today's episode, we will discuss about the ins and the outs of how to build a startup. And by we, I mean myself and my special guest. And this special guest will give us tips and advice on how to build a startup. So be sure to listen through all the way for the details. Our special guest for today's podcast is a scholarship student. His name is Muiz Ahmad. Muiz came all the way from Pakistan to learn here at IDN. He got the scholarship because of his English and his passion for programming. Right now, live at IDN boarding school. So enough with the intro. So let's just move on to the talking. Good morning, Muiz. Thank you very much for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you for having me on.
So as you know, we're going to discuss about how to build a startup, right? But before we start, would you mind telling a little bit about yourself to the crowd, just so the crowd know you even better?
Yeah, sure. Well, hello. My name is Muiz Ahmad, and I'm 14 years old. I'm from Pakistan, and I moved here to Indonesia to learn here at IDN. Also, my family came here too, so that's mostly why I moved here.
Well, what do you think about Indonesia so far?
I don't really have much to say because I haven't been anywhere that much. But I can say that the food is fantastic and also the culture of Indonesia is good too.
Yes, I also agree. I say the food here is most bonkers, most good food in the world. One of the greatest food in the world is Indonesian food, I would say, because I've also tried other food like Korean food, stuff like that, and I would say Indonesian food doesn't lose his rank. It's like still rank number one to me. Okay, so that sounds good. Let me ask you about startups. So I'm just gonna ask you the obvious question: how do you build a startup?
Okay, about startup, what would you like to ask me?
Well, I don't know. Maybe just like how do you build a startup? A startup, like, do you have any tips or something?
Yeah, of course. I have some tips. You must if you want to start your business or startup, you must start with a great idea. It means you have some idea for that.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
You make a business plan. You have a plan for that startup. You secure your funding for your startup, and then you must surround yourself with the right people.
Yeah, if you surround yourself with like the wrong people,
So-
sometimes they will sabotage and make you not make you go down, and
Yeah, go down.
it will fail your startups.
Yeah, that's right. And make sure you are following the all legal steps.
Oh,
Don't
yeah.
use illegal steps.
Stuff. Yeah.
Establish a location and physical and online. Develop a marketing plan. And the last is build a customer base.
How would you say you build a customer base? Like,
Okay, for the customer base, actually the customer base is the group of clients to whom a business markets and sells their goods or services. Companies study their customer base to gather their products, like what the customer like. Like for example, you like to buy a candy, but in that shop there is no. So that's mean you cannot go there because you don't know your thing is not there. So
yeah, because that is not your customer base. The
Yeah.
customer base has to be like on like what you're selling.
Yeah.
What's your product, right?
yes, that's right.
Oh,
What
okay.
people like.
Okay. So yeah, you said about like if you want to start a startup, you need to have a great idea and you have to make a business plan. What exactly is like the business plan?
A startup business plan is an outline of your ideas and strategies for what you will need to do to start, manage, and even complete your startup mission. Creating one might sound simple enough, but because it's a startup roadmap for success, it can be complex. Document it.
And why is like you also said the location, established location, physical and online. why is it like so important? Why can you not just do it at home? Why is the location so important?
Actually, location have a big role, a huge role in there. Deciding where to locate a business has always been important. Location plays a huge role in attracting and retaining the best employees, many of whom keep a close eye on where they are based in order to optimize work-life balance. Good location decisions can significantly boost a company long-term performance.
Ah, yes. Well, so and I guess here in IDN, we also have something that's kind of related to building a startup. You know how startup you need to save money and stuff like that. You said you need to secure funding for your startup, right?
Yeah.
And by securing that funding, of course, you need to find the money first.
Yeah.
And IDN here has an activity called Mission Impossible. Do you know about Mission Impossible?
I have ever heard about that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna explain more. So Mission Possible is like you are given the challenge or the task to sell stuff with the price is like over the price, like more expensive. So for example, you sell like a water bottle which were in other place like 5 rupiah. You need to sell it for like 10, and how do you sell it into 10? That's the thing. That's the challenge. You need to try use your marketing skills to sell it at a up price.
Yeah.
So that's the good thing about IDN. They have these activities that give you training, or give you like training to like build a startup, to train your marketing skills, stuff like that. So that's why I think Mission Possible is like good for students here.
So, did you ever join Mission Impossible?
I have once in 7th grade, the second semester, and I went to like Medland. Medland is you know Medland?
Sorry, I don't know.
So Medland is like a place where a lot of people gather to like have holidays or just have fun. There's like a mall, and there's a lot of food stands there, and a lot of like complex houses, and since there's a lot of people there, like in like the gardens and stuff, we can just walk around and bring our products and sell it at an up price. So it's like the perfect location to sell stuff because it's so crowded and there's so many people.
But
that's why we went to Medland.
That gonna be hard, I think, because there is already so many stalls and so many people who are selling their products.
Yeah. So the way we sell it is we try to focus on, as you say, the customer base. We try to focus on the people who are exercising, like jogging stuff, because they are like in the middle of their jogging and like just thirsty, right?
Yeah.
They don't want to like run to the stalls or to the restaurant. We can just go to them and sell them our product, right? Like for water, for example, they would buy it for sure because it's right there. The water's right there.
Yeah.
Like, would you like spend like more money just for the water there than just walking a long way to the restaurant, right? So that's how we do it. So we also need to find the perfect customer base. And another thing than Mission Impossible, there's something, an activity, one more, called EduRace. Have you ever heard of EduRace before?
Yeah, I have ever heard that.
Yeah. So EduRace is like it
same like Mission Impossible or different?
Almost the same. It's like almost the same, but it's like something. There's some stuff that's different. Like EduRace, Mission Impossible, you practice your marketing skills. For EduRace it will practice you on how to save up money, to how to use the most little amount of money to go to the biggest goals. So in EduRace, we are given a group money like 75,000 rupiah, and we have to go from IDN to Kota Tua in Jakarta. And you would think that that is impossible. There's not enough money even to buy Gojek, but like using Gojek from IDN to Jakarta, not even until Kota Tua, is already like 300,000. And there we practice ourselves to save up money and make money. So along the way, we use the Mission Impossible tactic. We bring like a box of like waters, and then we sell it for a higher price. So there's some factors of Mission Impossible in EduRace.
So how many did you sell last time?
Uh, my team wasn't the most successful like selling team. I only sold like 10 water bottles,
Till 10.
10. But there's like another team where they like sold the whole box,
Oh.
and they got like so many money, so they had like money to go to Kota Tua like enough, and they had extra money to buy like food there and stuff like that. And yeah, that's what I really wanted to do, but maybe I couldn't able to sell the whole box because it was also a race, right? We also tried to
Yeah.
go to Kota Tua the fastest, so it was also a race between all of the.
So how
The
many
teams.
groups was there?
I don't know actually. It's around like four groups, five. I think 4 groups or 5.
There was just for grade 8.
Yeah, it was only for 8th graders, and
Hmm.
and it's not only trying to get to Kota Tua, because there's also checkpoints in every race. Because if you just going to Kota Tua, you can just use the train by train from
Yeah.
IDN to Kota Tua by train. It's so easy because there's already a track, railroad like ready to go to Kota Tua. So there's a checkpoint. So we need to go to here, to
Oh,
there, to like
different.
first to like the terminal, and then second to like the train terminal, and then the third to Monas.
Yeah.
So the path is like longer, so it's more difficult to complete the ed race.
So in Kota Tua, you don't have any task to do in Kota Tua.
No, Kota Tua is like only the last task, probably just like interview a. Yeah, there was also task, and
nice.
so the task is like in Kota Tua, the task is to interview a foreigner.
So did you?
Yes, I did. Well, my friend did, because I interviewed a foreigner in Monas, but my
Oh.
friend interviewed a foreigner in Kota Tua. He interviewed like a African woman, like from Africa, and yeah, he just asked stuff about opinions, like me asking you the opinion here in IDN, and he just asked about the opinion, like how old was she, like stuff like that. And yeah, that's.
So what about Monas? Did you go to Monas too?
Yeah, that was also one of the checkpoints. That's like the fourth checkpoint. It's like to go to Monas. So
In Monas, you got the same task to ask some questions to
Yeah.
foreigner.
yeah, I interviewed a foreigner. He was from. I forgot where he's from. I think he was from India,
Oh, India.
but he said he lives in, where is it? In Ireland.
Ireland. Oh yeah.
And he just came to Indonesia to have a holiday with his mother and his father. There was also his mother and father next to him, and he was an old man. He was a nice old man. He was like 45 years old. He was really nice to give us the time for an interview, and yeah, and I hope he has a good day. I really enjoyed that guy.
Hmm.
Well, maybe that's it for today's podcast. So, Muiz, thank you for joining us in the podcast today. So, guys, maybe that's it for our podcast today. I thank you very much for watching. And I bid you farewell. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.